all had a wonderful weekend and are starting the week rejuvenated and refreshed and eager to look at what your next pillar of wellness is. So this week, we are focusing on your relational wellness. And I thought, what better week to focus on that than Valentine's week? So, first of all, let's just look at what I mean when I talk about your relational wellness. So, relational well being is one dimension that contributes to your holistic health. So, relational wellness is your interactions and connections between individuals and groups, and that includes your interactions with your professional interactions at work, as well as your personal interactions with family, friends, and your romantic partner. Um, as we're looking at this, let's just look and we'll just call it what it is. Relationships can be tough, they can be difficult, they're full of challenges and some ups and downs. And so, one question we might want to ask is, why bother? Wouldn't it just be easier not to be in relationship? Well, here's why we bother. First of all, we know from looking at all of the research that people who are in relationships have a greater sense of social support. They have a sense of being part of something that's bigger than them. And that's so important as human beings. One of our primary needs is that need for connection. And we could go into some evolutionary psychology and do some explanation as to why that is. But suffice it to say, we all desire connection. Even those of us who have been hurt in the past, that connection is just vitally important. Connection with others, those relationships help us experience decreased stress because of that social support. We have greater health and we actually live longer, healthier, happier lives. Additionally, those relationships help us in becoming the person we want to be, either because of the support that it provides, or one of my favorite go-to sayings, and anybody who's worked with me in couples therapy or has worked with me on relationship struggles knows I'm going to tell you that conflict is growth waiting to happen. And what I mean by that is conflict is going to be part and parcel of any relationship because you have unique individuals. So you're going to have unique points of view, unique ways of looking at things. Your brain and your histories are all working differently. So what happens with conflict is that if we handle it correctly, is we are able to then understand more about the other person and we're able to understand more about ourselves, and therefore we grow. We grow both in terms of our self-knowledge as well as our relationship knowledge. So what I'd like for you to do today is I'd like you to just take a little bit of time and I'd like you to reflect on yourself and your social and relational needs. These are going to be different for each person. So there's no right or wrong way to have this kind of relational wellness. For those individuals who are a bit more on the introverted side, you are likely to have a few friends, but they're going to be very close relationships. For those of us, I'm one that's on the extroverted side, you're going to probably feel more relationally well when you've got a larger group of people that are in your life. But just reflect on, where are you in terms of your relationship needs. Next, I want you to look at what aspects of that is working well for you. What do you like about it? I like to start off with that. What is going well, and keep doing that, keep feeding that, keep nurturing that. And then the next thing I want you to look at is, what is it that you need to improve? So once you've identified what you need to improve, it may be that there are some toxic relationships that you maybe need to discard. It might be that there are some relationships that need some mending and a little extra TLC. So maybe that's one area that you could look at. It could be that you've got some good relationships, but you just haven't been devoting a lot of time to that. It might be that you've got a few relationships, but you would like to add more to your social support network. So whatever that is, I'll share with you what mine was. Is at the beginning of the year, I started looking at these pillars of wellness for myself. And being an extrovert, I really do thrive on being around friends and having those relationships. And what I found was that because I love so much what I do, I'm so passionate about my work and I'm passionate about my physical health, that I was not really giving adequate time to my relationships, and that was across the board. That means I was not spending time with girlfriends and fostering and nurturing relationships in that area. I also was not giving as much time to my family, to my two kids that I would really like to do. And then the third thing was I certainly was not giving enough time in my relationship with my spouse. So in looking at those, it's not a judgment, it's just saying, okay, how can I improve? What is missing in my life and what do I need to do differently? Once you've identified your areas that you want to improve, I want you to come up with some specific ways that you could improve that. They don't have to be anything major. One of the things that I had put out there was I was going to reach out to my kids at a minimum once a week contact. So that can be a little bit challenging. My son lives out of state, and his work schedule and my work schedule and our time differences, it makes that a little bit challenging, but my goal was to continue to reach out either via the telephone or through text until we actually connected and were able to have a conversation. And the same thing for my daughter, just connecting in that way. My goal for connecting with my spouse was really to create better boundaries so that when I got home from work, I would be at home and I would focus in on doing some active listening, meaning not just talking about me and what was going on for me, but also really trying to listen to what was going on for him and try to get inside like what it would be like to be my husband, and to go through the different things that he went through that day. So those are just and then with my girlfriends, what I had decided to do is to make it absolutely a point that at least once a month on a Friday evening or on a Saturday to get together with a girlfriend intentionally and just spend some time one-on-one with that person. So what I'd like you to do, go through those things, right? So first of all, reflect on who you are and where you are in terms of your relational needs. Identify what's working really well for you. Give yourself that pat on the back and make sure that you are intentionally continuing to do those things that are working well. Thirdly, look for areas that you can improve, and with that, identify some specific strategies that you can do that will improve those areas that you'd like to have be better. As we move through, I'm going to call it Valentine's Week. Remember, Valentine's is just a wonderful reminder, I think, of the importance of relationships, the importance of the loved ones that are in our lives, including our friends, our family, our coworkers. I love my coworkers here, our spouses, and our pets. We love our pets as well. And please, in this Valentine's week, make sure you're taking care of you and giving yourself the love that you deserve because you are worth it. All right, guys, I will check in on you all on Wednesday. We'll do a little midweek follow-up. Hopefully by then you've done this assignment. You've identified what you're doing well, where you'd like to improve, and how you can improve. And I'll give you a little midweek cheerleading along the way. In the meantime, keep on doing greater things and have a wonderful week. Bye.